Hello, and welcome to another deep dive. This one is going to be for Isbelle. Now, as you can see in my previous videos, I did have some reservations about Isbelle, at least in the world of comparing S-Man with Isbelle, because I've sort of lumped them together because they've both made over I lumped them together, S-Man and Isbelle together, because they both made over 240% in 2020. But you know, you kind of get a feeling of how my levels of S-Man are sort of not as good as they was, you know, from the post that he made and the comments of how he feels about the value, that it's not that much of a big deal. I don't know, it's just getting very messy and grey, and I don't want to think about it too much. But Isbelle made a post. He saw the video. I made a sort of joke about his profile picture. It cracked him up. Maybe he'll change it to one with a suit and a fake smile and a library as a background. I like his style of humor. He's funny. And he's saying it's 20% drawdown, which is one of the reasons why I didn't go for him, was because of the first days on eToro sometime in March, where he only held like 2 stocks. So yeah, I like it. So we're gonna do a deep dive on Isbelle. Let's go. Okay, so Isbelle, red star, Georgios Papadimitriou, Giorgio Papadimitriou, right? So, Giorgio, Greece. A BSc in Business Administration, 60 to 70% dividend stocks, 10 to 20% in stocks speculation, 5 to 10% ETFs and crypto. Copy me only if you got long-term thinking. In case there's a green month, it's normal. In case there's a red month, even better. Yeah, I agree with all that. I'm good with that. Compounding is our employer. I agree with that. No risk, no reward. Yep. Wartime buyer, peaceful seller. Nice. Green zone mafia. Let's do this. Cool. So 2,400 followers, 900 copies. Cool, he's getting that. Let's see how pin post. So, hello investors, welcome to my profile. A few words about me. I've studied business administration, consider myself a long-term buy and hold value dividend investor. My intent is to keep strong portfolio of businesses I believe in, but also trading stocks on their value at a specific moment. Even though I'm not a trader. Okay, well, you kind of are, aren't you now? My strategy is investing 60 to 70% in dividend-paying stocks, 10 to 20% in growth. Yep. Okay, we've read that bit. Including modeling. Okay, so he is a model. Okay. Directing art galleries. Okay. Special forces. Being a second lieutenant reserve, airborne paratrooper. Poetry, so luxury clothes online, a professional musician specializing in piano. Wow, that's cool. As you can tell, I've never gone this far to read this. And of course, I like investing. Yeah, I'm starting to like this guy. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long. I mean, it's probably just going to be generic stuff like how to copy me, don't do this, don't do that. So, let's go into stats. So he's only been trading since 2020. Started in March, 289% for the year. And when everything went crazy last year in October, November, September time, even though he's what people would, I would call him like high risk for 289%, considering that is only minus 2.5% when a lot of people last year went very badly during that time. So big kudos to him. And this year, 26% so far for the 2 months. So that's brilliant. I mean, that's a heck of a lot more than Olivier Danville's doing in 10 years. So, 900 copies, organic incline, because eToro is not going to, well, they might do, but I don't think they'd advertise you. Sorry, Giorgio. Minus 19% daily drawdown, same as weekly, same as yearly. As he said, that was like in 1 or 2 days in the very beginning in March. Yeah, look at the risk score. Like he's gradually getting better, even though he's making a lot of money still. 2 to 5 million under management, 288 total trades, 78% profitable, 82% in stocks, 10% in ETFs, 7% in crypto, 5 trades per week, 2 months holding time, active since March 2020, 74% profitable weeks. Okay, and portfolio. Now, as you may remember, well, if you've been following me along on my journey, Isbelle had like a value of like 18%, or somewhere around that number. I can't remember exactly, but quite high, like 18% here, and another one here if you was to sort it by value. So he was very out of sync. Not a good example. Like even worse than S-Man. I had a look today, expecting to see that, and he's gone and changed it. He's gone and done it. So his highest is Bitcoin, that's like just about double in regards to the value. So he's perfect for the value now. So his highest invested is 4.51%, which is great. Nice low number. Lowest is 0.49, I believe. I mean, I'll have to check into every single one, but it looks like at the moment 0.49. Yeah, I mean, I'll do a deeper look soon, but it looks like 0.49. But yeah, very good. Cool. Okay, let's look at the chart. Compare him to the NASDAQ, and also a new one that I've found out about, which is SPY. It's like the top 500. So would you line? Because for whatever reason on my screen when I watch it on YouTube, like the blue mountain disappears and it just has random dots instead, and you can't really see it. So we'll do line. We'll do compare. And we'll do QQQ. And we'll do SPY. Obviously. All right, let's do it for when he started. Yeah. See, that's what happened. You can see he dipped massively. Then he started here and then he dipped off. So I put it there. It's very much lower. I mean, whatever we do, he's at 500% versus like 41 and 15. 15 for SPY and 41 for NASDAQ. So whatever we do, that's just ridiculous. Very good, Giorgio or Isbelle, amazing. Right, let's get on to the juicy bits. Okay, so for social informative, I was a bit surprised and a bit disappointed. So I'm just starting to grow to like Isbelle. So it's unfortunate that the lowest score for the deep dive he's getting now, but at least it's a bit that's like not super important. I mean, it's nice to stay in touch with people and tell them what's going on, but in regards to being a trader, which is mostly, what trading is about, then it's not as important in a way. So social informative, Isbelle's got a 3 out of 10. The reason for this is because he's only made 2 posts in the last month. So he would have got a 2 out of 10. But because I was quite disappointed at that too, I decided to have a look back further. And there was a period, like the next period back in the last month or 2, where he posted maybe like 4 or 5 times in 1 month. So, I mean, obviously it varies. It's hard to sort of get an average. So I've sort of gone in between and gave him a 3. I mean, it's something you could work on, Isbelle, in the nicest way. Even today, actually, someone commented who comments a lot on my videos and, supports me by commenting, and, nice friendly chap, Mohammed Yu. He even said that, it takes Isbelle quite a long time for him to get back to him. So I don't know if this is because Isbelle's too busy modeling and breaking his neck or playing the piano, or writing some lovely poetry about how trading has improved his life. And it's given him that everything he needs, that modeling and playing beautiful piano music and poetry itself just can't fulfill. So, social informative, 3 out of 10. Statistics, generally very good, obviously, over 280% for last year. But again, as I say in every deep dive, unless it's consistent for like the last 2 or 3 years, getting the same numbers, I won't give a 10 out of 10 for the stats. So a solid 9 out of 10. Portfolio quantity, he gets an 8 out of 10. The reason why is because it seems that I can't do simple maths. On the previous, I think it was like my deeper deep dive or something, like my basics, how I do deep dives. I said it goes in multiples of 5. Starts from 5, and then works its way. I mean, to get a 5 out of 10 is 25, so that's halfway. So then naturally you'd think, well, what's 25 doubled? It's 50. So 50 should be a 10 out of 10. 50 assets would be a 10 out of 10. But no, I've put 60 there. Idiot. So I'm changing it up now. It's done. I like the structure. I just messed up the wrong number at the end. So if you have it 50 or over, 10 out of 10. So portfolio quantity, he's got 38 currently. So I'm rounding that up to 40. And that comes out to an 8 out of 10 for portfolio quantity. Risk management, he gets a 9 out of 10. Because that's based on what's the biggest percentage that you got. So unfortunately, 4.51 is bang in the middle between a 9 and a 10. So if I could, I would have given you a 9.5. And to be fair, I quite easily could give you a 9.5. I mean, I'm the one making the deep dives, aren't I? But I'm sticking to single numbers. So we'll round down in this case for no reason at all. I'll give you a 9 out of 10 for risk management. Drawdown, 7 out of 10. The reason why is because it's a minus 19.82%, or more or less minus 20% drawdown. So, I mean, even though you said, Isbelle, that is to do with like the first month, stats are stats, I'm afraid. Unless eToro sorts it out, we're going to have to deal with it. I mean, I was going to be a bit more lenient, but affordability is an 8 out of 10. Because, unfortunately, 230 is not the minimum like I thought it was. There's actually quite a few 0.26s. So you'll actually need, especially in Bitcoin as well, there's quite a few in here. 0.24%. So the minimum would be $430 to copy all of Isbelle's trades. But the thing is, there's only like a handful that's that low. You might be okay. You would still be out of sync, but you might be okay with like $230 if you really can't afford 430. So that was a bit surprising and disappointing to see. Hopefully in the future that improves. But yeah, affordability is an 8. Finally, synchronization. Now, with this one, I've decided to change it up once more for the better of how I calculate synchronization. So as I said before, the most important thing is the value synchronization. I mean, I've made numerous videos on it recently, so it's obviously important to me. So if the value is how far the value is, how much higher it is compared to the invested amount, I think that's a lot more important than how many trades they've done in the last 3 months, which is how it was originally calculated. And in one of my recent videos, I tried to combine the two together, but failed. I don't think that's going to work in the way that I did it. So we're going to do it this way, which I think is going to work very well. So we're going to do both of those things, which is divide this number by this number. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm showing you, can you? So divide the value which in this case is 8%, is his highest, by the invested, which is 3%. So 8 divided by 3 is about 2.6. So the answer is 2 there, which would give him a 9. So if the number was divisible by 1, so it was, say, 3% invested and 3% value, that would be perfect. So he'd get a 10 out of 10. The next step along is if the number is 2, which it is, then it'd be a 9. So you're basically deducting 2 from 10, which is 8. But you need to jump up 1 more to 9. So it's complicated, but just trust me. So in that case, he would get a 9. But because he's only just sorted this out and he was very bad with the value recently, I'm going to deduct 1 point. You've been naughty. So instead of a 9, it's an 8. So remember that number, 8. And then if we look on portfolio and do the other bit, in the last 3 months, he's done 74 trades. So that'd be a 7. So now we find the average between 7 and 8, which is 7.5. So I'm just going to round down to 7. So that's why I'm giving a 7 for synchronization. Okay, so the numbers look relatively good. There's no 10s there. It's unfortunate for a 3 out of 10 for the social informative. But everything else is relatively good. Everything's above a 7. There's a lot of 7s, 8s, and 9s. So, Giorgio, if you just work on the social informative a bit, maybe help the people out a bit, you know what I'm saying? I know that's not a Greece accent. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But, you know, that's all. Everything else is great. Again, the affordability, but $430 is quite high. So if possible, please try and help us out a bit and try and make the affordability a bit better. Maybe like $300 instead of $400. That'll be real good. But yeah, that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, Isbelle. The stats look pretty good. I mean, it's not the best I've ever seen, but I mean, your statistics in general are obviously mind-blowing. And you fixed your synchronization recently, so that's really good. And you said your drawdown was only in March. That's the reason why it's so low, minus 20%. So everything is looking good. It's starting to turn its way up. So keep improving, I'd say. Keep working at it. Work on the social aspect. Maybe tell people what's going on a bit more when you're going to add funds. You know, what you're thinking in the trading world. Just a little bit more. Maybe like 1 or 2 more times a month. Just to bring the number up. And the affordability. Other than that, I'd say very, very good. So we'll see what happens. I mean, as I said, the affordability is 400, so I don't think it will be super soon if I copy. But definitely high on my watch list. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and take care. Thank you very much. Cheers.